It's late at night. You think you're safe. You turn the lights out, and then you hear a scream and shout. No one's home. You're alone. Lay back down, pull up your sheets. Your knees start to feel weak. You can feel your heartbeat. Is your door closed? You feel your feet exposed. Now you're in a state. It's much, much too late. You can't escape this deadly fate. Warning, the following podcast contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Welcome back, our wicked fiends, to Sinister Ghouls, Twisted Sisters, your paranormal true crime and everything creepy podcast. I am your host, GhouliGonzo, and I'm here by myself today. JoJo Ghoul took the day to help my mom cook up some Thanksgiving stuff. Well, prep it. So I'm by myself drinking some tequila with Gatorade. I know. Probably sounds wicked gross. And I'm sorry that you guys have to hang out with me for 30, 40 minutes and hear this sexy voice because I am under the weather, if you can't tell. I don't feel great. That sucks, and it's fucking 29 degrees, and yeah, that's where I'm at, so shitty bang bang, right? Anyways, so I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I just hope you had a great day, and I'm gonna hopefully not drag on and talk to myself. I mean, I could talk to Opie. He's here with me. He was just trying to eat bugs out of the air. I don't even know there's flies around right now. I don't even think there was a fly. I don't know. Let me tell you guys about the freaking dealio with this shit, though. So I recorded this one full time, okay? And there was no fucking sound. And I'm not sure why. I think that it did like a upgrade or I don't know what it did on my computer, but it changed some shit up and I didn't check before I recorded. So I'm a dumb hole. And I seriously was so fucking mad. So I re-recorded it and I was fuming. Hey, you're not leaving here. Get in here. You're hanging out with mommy. JoJo's gone. You sitting here with mommy. Dopey doo. So lay down. So anyways, I then recorded my second time and I hated the beginning because I was actually really fucking mad. Like I was mad, you guys. I was like, I'm pissed off. I'm blah, blah, blah. And I thought, no, I have to be happy-go-lucky, goofy doopy doo. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I'd re-record this beginning. So then I realized when I listened that this sound didn't come through. Hopefully it comes through now. And if you know what that was, that means there's none of that garbage here today because JoJo is not here. So that didn't play. So when I played it, I was like talking about that sound and it wasn't playing. Pissed off. I have no idea why it wasn't playing through my mixer, but what the F, right? So I figured it out. I think, I don't know. I adjusted some shit. And now I'm going to dive into my story. It's a story that makes me sad. Makes me feel bad. And it also leaves me creeped out, creepy creeper. You know, like I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but not creeped either. Like I can't explain it. So listen up. This is about Joyce Vincent. Joyce was born in London's Hammersmith area on October 19th, 1965. Her mother died when Vincent was 11. And her 4 older sisters took that responsibility of helping raise her or, you know, her upbringing. She had a strained relationship with her emotionally distant father, who she claimed died in 2001, but he actually died in 2004, unaware that Vincent had predeceased him. So she had a wide circle of friends in the music industry. And when she was 25, she attended and was videotaped or recorded in the backstage audience at the concert Nelson Mandela, an international tribute for Free South Africa. in April of 1990 at Wembley Stadium. So reportedly, she got to freaking meet Mandela at that concert and she shook his hand. I think that's pretty cool, right? I think that's pretty cool. My chair keeps squeaking. Oh, okay. So she had a wide circle of friends in the music industry, like I said, right? So, yeah, that just shows she has some friends. In 1985, Vincent began working as a secretary at the OCL in the City of London. She later worked at a law debenture before joining Ernst & Young. She worked at Ernst & Young for 4 years in the Treasury Department, but she resigned in March 2001 for unknown reasons. Shortly afterwards, Vincent spent some time in a domestic abuse shelter in Haringey and worked as a cleaner in a budget hotel. Trigger, trigger, warning, warning, domestic violence victims. You guys, this is a big deal. People are suffering all the time through domestic violence. Some people don't know what to do and don't know who to call. Listen, here's a number for you, okay? I just want to give it out, okay? Call 800-799-7233. Again, 800-799-7233. Sometimes there's a 15-minute wait, and you can text START, START, to 88788. So text START to 88788. They have English, Spanish. There's over 200 more to be able to communicate and whatnot. If you are a domestic violence victim, you are not alone. If you need to reach out and speak to someone, go for it. You really should. I know it's easier said than done, and I can only imagine. But it's out there. This happens, and it's very sad to me. So she obviously shortly after was in the domestic abuse shelter. And during this period, she became estranged from her family. So a source involved in this investigation said she, in quotes, detached herself from her family, but there was no bust up. They are really nice people and they're a nice family. We understand she was in a relationship and there was a history of domestic violence. So it has been speculated that she was either ashamed that she was a victim or she just did not want to be found by her abuser. So it's crazy because I know I've heard and of people personally, they don't, it's embarrassing to them that they're abused. It's not your fault. People love you, people are here. And I take pride in being kind, loving, and open and here. If someone wants to reach out to my email, sinistergold23@gmail.com, I'll talk to you. Like, yeah, I'm rough around the edges. Yeah, I got some shit. But I'm absolutely selfless and I love that part about me. And you can love something about yourself without sounding selfish. And I love a lot about me. I'm loyal, honest, and I care about others intensely. So reach out if you want to. I'll talk to you. JoJo's the same way. So she, was probably hiding from her abuser, but she did, she was estranged from her family, which makes sense in this creepy, unsettling story. So Vincent lived above the shopping city in Wood Green in North London in a housing trust flat. So picture it, okay, you guys? Picture it. You walk into an apartment. It's messy, a little on the messy side. We'll put it that way. With piles of unopened mail by the door and a sink full of dishes. There's a glow from the television playing BBC One and a pile of wrapped Christmas presents waiting to be sent out. So it sounds like just somebody's apartment, right? Sounds like somebody's apartment. I'm going to take a sip. Hold on. So it just sounds like someone's apartment. Well, this was the state of the apartment that belonged to Joyce Vincent when officials from North London Housing Association entered it. Vincent was there. However, she was almost entirely unidentifiable. Unidentifiable. Yep, unidentifiable. Her body was mostly decomposed. She had been dead for just over 2 years. That makes my whole heart hurt. So the officials who came to her apartment on January 5th, 2006, were there to repossess it due to unpaid rent. So come on, she didn't pay rent that freaking long, dude. That fucking long, really? And the TV was fucking glowing. Like, that long she's been dead and she still got electricity. Like, anyways, though it's estimated that she died sometime in December of 2003. So neighbors didn't really know her, thus they didn't really notice her absence. So these guys, this is me being a dick. You guys are dumb, okay? The only thing that they said was weird was the detectable bad smell, which they thought was garbage bins below the apartment. Is this Casey Anthony's case? Is that, or it's a garbage bag in my fucking trunk? No, it's a decomposing fucking body, and it's like, you guys really, this poor girl. It makes me so sad for her. Makes me so sad for her. But so she was only able to be identified through dental records. It also had been too long to determine a cause of death. Though the police suggested that she did die of natural causes after, they did a criminal investigation, rules, they ruled out all foul play, homicide, things like that. So she did not die like that. So Vincent reportedly had asthma, and it's been speculated that she probably had an attack, which makes me even fucking sadder. And I wish I could hug her because she was just trying to get by in life. And from what you learn about her, she was hardworking, beautiful, young. She's gone through some shit. And it makes me really freaking sad that she died alone like that. It makes me upset. How could someone be dead for 2 years and no one fucking noticed that? So it was particularly strange because she seemed to have a lot of people in her life. And nobody noticed. She passed away. She was 38 years old. She worked for most of her life. She had family and fucking friends. And it wasn't known, she wasn't known to be on any drugs or in any legal trouble at this time at all. So there's a documentary written by Morley. It's titled Dreams of a Life. So in doing so, she tracked down people like an ex-boyfriend of hers and old colleagues of Joyce who could possibly shed some light on her mysterious death. Martin Lister had dated Joyce Vincent for 3 years, and he kept in touch with her sporadically until 2002. He only learned of her death when he saw Morley's ad for people to connect to Vincent or Joyce. So the revelation shocked him as he told Morley that she was a hard worker who had great jobs. Lister was just surprised that she had been living in public housing. In quotes, he says, "You look back and think, I wish I'd asked more and I wish I'd understood more." That's what he told Morley. So as more people came forward and more details started to emerge, it seemed that her life was shrouded in mystery. So that story, that's the story, that I heard a few years ago, and it popped in my head when JoJo was like, "Hey, sissy," which is what she calls me. She's like, I gotta cook. I gotta help mom out for Thanksgiving, and I can't make it down to do the podcast. I'm just overwhelmed with all the stuff I have to do. And I was like, that's totally fine. I got it. I'll handle it. My dorky ass and my annoying voice will just ring in everyone's ears here. So I was like, what am I gonna freaking do, right? And this popped in my head, and I was like, all right, this is fun. I'll do this. And I hate to say fun because you guys know true crime. I don't like that anyone's murdered, hurt, anything like that. But they are interesting, and to learn about them and teach you guys, or do research on things. It's interesting to do. So now, Thanksgiving, I hope everyone had a good one. And I hope you guys stuffed your, like I said, faces. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, that's fine. Why don't you go get some quadruple cheese pizza and or sushi today and shove your face now? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. So Thanksgiving Day for me, I had to work. I worked at one of my houses. I work with individuals with disabilities, and I cooked up Thanksgiving dinner for all of my individuals. And it was awesome. They appreciated it, and I love them. I love my people. They're so cool and they're so grateful. So I spent some time with them, and I was grateful and thankful that, God has put me in a place where I can make others happy like this. So that's what I did for Thanksgiving. And I visited some family a little bit after work, but I did work all day long. So that was my Thanksgiving. And it was a good one. I got to say it was different, but I'm grateful that that's what I have, Be grateful for everything you got. So, right now it's going to be funny because I have some cool, shocking, yet interesting facts about death I'd like to share with you guys. And since you guys are like creepy like me, like we're creepers, creepy creepertains. Oh shit. Creepy creepertains, you guys. Our wicked fiends are creepy creepertains. Ah, I love it. JoJo's not even here. I can't. My dog's looking at me like I'm a wacko. I am, buddy. I am. Trust me. So I got this crazy stuff, and sometimes if you get triggered by death and things like that, maybe don't listen. I mean, it's not really bad, but I know JoJo doesn't like death. If she were here, she would have anxiety for the next, I don't know, 3 days thinking about all this weird death stuff, and then worry about death. And so if you're like that, just don't listen. You know what I mean? But I think some of them are pretty freaking interesting. I think they're shocking and interesting. Some kind of, it's like, whoa, really? I thought opposite of that. You know what I mean? So I just thought this would be fun to throw in for this little episode with just my goofy ass self. I'm not as funny by myself. I mean, I'm funny myself. Like I laugh at myself. Like if you guys could see me when I say certain things here, my face. And maybe we'll get some video. That's what we would love to start doing, is getting some video. So yeah, so I'm going to get into some shocking, interesting facts about death. Death is the start of a great adventure. Never mind that you might not be around for it. Here's what we know about the great beyond. So maybe you guys are like, fucking great adventure. Well, it depends on what you believe, right? So I know what I believe. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? So I know where I'm going to be. And that's my opinion. So that's what I think, but let's move it. Let's move it. Number one, you can be declared dead in some states, but considered alive in others. That's mainly because two states, New York and New Jersey, they can, they can say someone's, even if they're brain dead, pretty much say that they're not. Like it's kind of weird, but it's not as shocking as I thought when I first read it. Number two, eyes reveal one of the first signs of death. One of the first visible indicators of death is when the eyes cloud over as fluid and oxygen stop flowing to the corneas. That can happen within 10 minutes after the death, or if the eyes were open, obviously. If the eyes were open, it's 10 minutes, but 24 hours if the eyes were closed. Creepy. Eyes are the windows to the soul. And I'll tell you something fun about me. I'm like a lie detector. I can tell through your eyes whether you're lying, your mannerisms in your eyes. So I can fucking tell that shit. And I can tell if you're kind, and I can tell if you are a soft, gentle type person, or if you're conniving and sneaky. That's a power I have. So, God, I wish JoJo was here. She would have laughed at that. About 300 people in the U.S., number 3, are cryonically preserved. Cryonically, yeah. Today, there are about 300 bodies frozen in liquid nitrogen in America, in the hope that science will one day be able to bring them back to life. So, contrary to popular belief, Walt Disney is definitely not one of them. He's not one of them. So, number 4, fingernails don't continue to grow after death. Now, I know that we all probably at some point, some of us were like, oh yeah, your hair and your nails, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's a myth. Hair and nails do not grow after death. What really happens is that the body dries out. So the nail beds in the skin on like the head, they retract. So that makes the nail, like the nails and the stubbles and the hair, appear to be longer. So it's not that we're growing these things. It's that our skin is shrinking. Gross. I don't mean to sound like, ugh, but literally. So this is funny. It's not, because rigor mortis is temporary. I keep saying riga. I feel like I said riga my whole fucking life. Riga. So rigor mortis is temporary. Rigor mortis is a result of certain fibers in the muscle cells, becoming linked by chemical bonds. But it usually goes away in a day or two as those bonds begin to break down. So how long it lasts depends on the temperature in the environment, or other factors that can play into that. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. I feel like I always thought they just stayed stiff. You learn a lot. I guess you can learn a lot. There's a lot of shit, man. So, okay. Number 6. There are more than 200 frozen corpses on Mount Everest. Climbers and Sherpa guides who perish on Mount Everest are customarily left where they fall. So this is because transporting a body more than 20,000 feet down the the treacherous shit, the treacherous terrain would put the rescuers themselves in danger. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. Similarly, many explorers who died in Antarctica during the heroic age were also left there. So, fun fact. Let me take a sippy sip again. There's a lot of documentaries on this shit. So, Gigi Ghoul, Mama Ghoul, she liked watching a lot of this stuff. So there's like a lot of cool things. I hate to say cool things, but there's a lot of things talking about this on a lot of the platforms. So, and they talk about specific stories, certain individuals that, have passed up there. They don't like talk about, I don't believe, all of them in one, but they're all like little random stories about them. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, freaking check it out because it's interesting and sad. But embalming is not always necessary. Number 7. I said alming. Embalming is rarely required by law, except in certain situations where the bodies have to leave state borders. So, fun fact, and I hope I don't ruin black olives for you guys. And if I do, I'm sorry. So, when I was 16, for like, I was like 21 or 22, you remember in high school when you would have to dissect pigs, little fetuses. It's so sad when I think about it now. Gross. Or frogs, and that fluid that they were in. I always thought it was formaldehyde, and it might be. I don't fucking remember. But that fluid, right? That fluid that they were soaking in. So when you're cutting it and shit, you smell that, right? I'm going to puke thinking about it. Olive juice smells like that. Sorry. So I wouldn't fucking touch them for years. So now I do eat olives, black ones. I love the black olives. Actually, the green ones aren't too bad. I started eating those recently. Anyways, there's my rant by myself like a fucking dork. But so yeah, formaldehyde or the embalming fluid, like I just feel like whatever that liquid is back in science class, shit. I'm sorry if you guys, now when you take a bite out of a fucking olive, try to smell what I'm talking about. Sorry. Number 8. A person produces 3 to 9 pounds of cremains. So the average human body produces between 3 and 9 pounds of cremated remains after being burned. The cremation chamber, known as a retort, can get as hot as 2000 Fahrenheit. So that shit is hot, right? And that's crazy that my big ass, my thick ass, is going to be probably 9 pounds of cremains. Oh, shit. Anyways, that's crazy, though, if you really think about it. So this one's interesting, this next one. Victorians, number 9, took photos of the dead. And you guys probably know about it. So I'm not gonna, maybe, I might do a whole episode on this type of thing. If I do, then I'll wait to post some pictures of it. Okay. And if I don't decide to do a full episode on it right now, then I'll post some pictures that you can see on, some of my platforms. So the Victorians often took photos of dead loved ones as a part of their grieving process. The post-mortem photographs became keepsakes that were displayed in homes and sent to friends and relatives, and sometimes worn in fucking lockets. I could never wear a fucking picture of someone I love or had, a friend, family, whatever, in a fucking locket. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not me. Not me. No, not me. Not my chair, not my problem. Oh, God. So, the term mortician was invented by the funeral industry. Number 10. A PR campaign by the funeral industry felt that morticians, whatever, was more customer friendly than undertaker or undertakers. The term was chosen after a call for ideas in Balmer's Monthly. So here's my opinion on this if you want it. Undertaker's badass. Yeah, so Undertaker's badass. That's a badass one. Mm-hmm. So, Mortician, Undertaker, I like Undertaker. What's your all's opinion? What do you guys think? I think fucking Undertaker. And that's another thing. Get involved with our Q&As, you guys. Come on, do our polls. Talk with us. We love you guys. Like, we wish we could actually see you guys. So, fucking get involved. You know what I'm saying? Email us. Talk with us. Okay, number 11. There's only 12. Mummies were once used as paint. Between the 16th and the early 20th centuries, artists used ground up mummies as paint pigment. And it was also thought to be a potent medicine. So, holy moly. So, back then they're fucking painting with, ground up mummies. And that's the potent medicine. That's fucking crazy. Number 12. Being buried 6 feet under. So, I know you guys have heard that, 6 feet under. This started with the Great Plague. The idea that graves needed to be 6 feet deep comes from a 1665 plague outbreak in England when the mayor of London decreed that the burial depth to limit the spread of disease. So they say 6 feet under keeps disease away. I guess it will limit the spread of it. So that's almost like if a pet passes and, but not really because it's not disease, but, my father said when my first dog, Lady, she was a Cocker Spaniel, named her from Lady and the Tramp. And when she passed and was buried, you had to dig deep enough, for other animals not to get to them, things like that. So, I feel like, we're buried in caskets. So I don't know where I was going with that, you guys, but yeah, so I guess that's where that came from, 6 feet under. That's my fun facts about death. Shocking, fun, whatever. But again, I hope everybody right now had a great day yesterday. And I don't know if you guys are shopping, for Black Friday. I just know that I love you guys. Like, I'm just so happy that we got this podcast going because I'll be honest with you. I've been listening to podcasts for a few years, right? And I always wanted to do one. Like, after listening a little bit, at the time I was in Florida and I was like, oh God, I would love to do a podcast, but I don't want to do it by myself because I'm a dork and I sound bad and I'm never going to succeed, blah, blah, blah. BS. Okay. So number one, I only thought friends and family were going to listen. Well, we have freaking people everywhere. We have people in England, the UK. We have people in Puerto Rico. We have people in freaking Ireland. Like, come on. So, if you want to do something like this, do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking not because you're scared. Like, or scared of responses that people give back that, aren't good ones or whatever. Who cares? That doesn't define you. Who gives a shit? So I'm glad I did it. And I'll be honest, we get a lot of good feedback from you guys. And, we appreciate our wicked fiends. We really do. Our creepy creepertains. Oh my God. Our sinister society of creepy creepertains because I'm a creep. That's what I feel like. I'm not a creep in a creep way, but I'm a creep in a creep way, if you get it. I don't fucking know if you got that. You get it? Whatever. So I'm going to say this too. I would love to get some pictures from you guys. If you have an ugly sweater party, or a funny ass Christmas party, like any movie themes, anything. If you do, send us some pictures. We'll post them on Instagram. So like send them to our email, sinistergold23@gmail.com. Send us some pictures. Listen, you guys, send us true stories, haunted true stories. It could even be anything, topics you want to hear. We want to hear from you. So please send in some emails. Also, listener support. I know I'm trying to figure some things out. Listener support, 99 cents, $4.99, $9.99. I guess, when you go through Spotify, which is our main platform, because we use Spotify for podcasters, you can find our link to support us to go to Spotify for podcasters, and there'll be the link to, listener support. And I guess federal credit unions, you need approval. So if you try to do it, it will block it first, and then you have to let your bank know or let them know ahead of time, and they'll approve it. Or you can use a credit card. It's up to you guys. What we're going to be doing with listener support is we want to get some merchandise going, and we can't right now because we don't have any funds enough to do that. We want t-shirts, mugs. Like, you can also email or DM us what you would like of ours. You know what I'm saying? What kind of merchandise you're thinking of. Not only that, we really want to get to some haunted locations eventually, and we'd love to get YouTube going. So we are also on Spotify, obviously. We are on Pandora. We are on Amazon Music, Google Pod, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Radio Public. We are on Facebook, Sinister Ghouls / Twisted Sister. Join our group. We'd love you to join. We are on Twitter, Sinister Ghouls / Twisted Sister. Join us there. Instagram, I'm on a lot. So that's Sinister Ghouls Podcast. Follow us, DM us, like our pictures, let us know. We just love you guys. Like, we appreciate you guys. You have really opened my eyes up to, capabilities that I have or reach, like, I can't believe I'm reaching listeners in England, which, hi, everybody, everybody out there that's not from the US and our USers, you know what I'm saying? But outside of the US, hi, everybody. We appreciate all of you. You guys are badass. You know what I'm saying? So you must be like us. Creepy creepertains, like I said. We love true crime. We love paranormal. And it's weird to say you can love paranormal when you're scared of it, like growing up in a haunted house like we did. But it's because it's interesting. And, I had an ex of mine tell me, ask me, why are you interested in watching true crime or true crime, whatever. And it's because I'm interested in why we think the way we do, or why certain individuals, they tick that way, or they, it's just insane to me. So I like to learn about it. I'm interested in it. And, some people don't get it. He didn't, but it is what it is, I also want to bring up the domestic violence and domestic abuse. There is help. Get it. Get some help. I know it's hard. I know sometimes you feel stuck, and sometimes you don't feel like you have anyone to talk to. And, I feel so sad that I think one of my problems is I feel like I can't reach out to everybody and I can't help people. I want to help everybody. You know how certain people in the world, like, I feel like I'm meant to be a light in people's lives. So if you feel like you need a friend, you can send me an email. Just, it's private. It will not be talked about to anybody. Sinisterghoul23 at gmail.com. And, I could be that ear if you want to vent or want some advice or whatever. But again, you can also call that number, 800-799-7233. Or text START to 88788. I really, really, really hate when people suffer. You know what I mean? I know you guys hear me swearing up a fucking storm here and drinking and, whatever. But I'm actually very, very, very sensitive, and I'm very kind, and I'm very into helping people. I also have a big ass mouth. I was also a big fighter. I'm rough, like I say, around the edges, but I'm a little bit of everything. And I take pride in that. I'm not embarrassed to say I love myself and who I am as a human, because I know I do right by people. And I feel like we should all strive to be that type of person, So, okay, you guys, I really, 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 really would love pictures sent to my Gmail, because I want to see some ugly sweaters, and I'll post them on Instagram with your approval. So, you guys, I really want you to have fun this weekend. Try to relax. It's fucking cold here. It's cold here. I'm pissed off. Yeah, look at Opie looking at me like, me too, Mom. It's freaking cold. So today I'm going to be doing some choreographing, dancing, which if you didn't know, I'm also a choreographer. I've been dancing for years. So I do a little bit of reggae, hip hop. I do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of that today. I'm going to do some working out. My goal, and it's not a New Year's goal, it's just a freaking normal goal, is to get healthier. And I'm on that path and I'm loving it. So, again, I hope you have a fantastic day and a good evening. Oh my God. JoJo, we need you. Stay safe, stay fucking sexy, and stay spooky.